everyone is so stupid. They act like there's no consequences to their actions. They act like they can do what they want and nothing will come of it. They act like there's not millions of lives at risk if they do something stupid, like their stupid actions in this stupid episode. Why? They're very stupid people. What's up, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Downworlders alike, and welcome to First Thoughts, where I discuss my first thoughts on each episode of Shadowhunters every week. Here is the final episode for Season 2A for By the Light of Dawn. Why is everyone so stupid? Why do they do this? Why do they act like there's no consequences to their actions? It baffles me how they don't have any care, it seems, about how dangerous the soul sword is. And I thought they had the right idea at the start. At the start I gave Luke credit because he was like, "You're not going anywhere, Clary. You're going to Magnus's." And I thought, finally, someone who listened to me. Luke must have watched my First Thoughts last week and thought, she has the right idea. She can't go. She has to stay with Magnus. Which I thought, great, they're finally having some common sense. But no, she's not even there 5 minutes and she's already brought back to the Institute by Magnus. I'm very disappointed in you, Magnus. This is your people. This is you, your life. And even if it wasn't your life, it's millions of other lives. I get that both Magnus and Clary had people in the Institute that they cared about, people that they wanted to get to help. I don't think that's worth the possible decimation of millions of Downworlders, but that's just me. That's just me. I mean, and this is coming from someone who would die for any Malec scene in any of the seasons. I really don't think it was smart of Magnus to let Clary go and go with her because he was worried about Alec. I hope that's not what they were going for. It's what I took away from it, but it just sort of pressed into their selfishness even more, and I don't believe Magnus would be that selfish. I believe Clary would be that selfish, but she's proven herself to be as such, but I don't know. I don't want to go into the whole one life versus millions again because I covered that in First Thoughts last week, but it's true. Like, they're risking millions of people's lives just for their own petty needs, because when in the grand scheme of things, a best friend is a petty thing. A boyfriend is a petty thing. Even a mother or a father would be a petty thing. If it risks the lives of so many people, then it is a petty thing. Unless the thing that they were after could possibly destroy the entire world and everyone, no matter what their race is, then there was no need for them to go into the Institute and risk the lives of the Downworlders. Because if Clary had have done something when she entered the Institute that changed things, that was like a game changer or something, then maybe I could understand the decision the writers made to make her go to the Institute. I would understand a bit more if she did something that changed everything, that turned everything on its head or something like that, but she didn't. She fought a couple of Shadowhunters, immediately got caught, and was inches away from the soul sword. So, well done, Clary, you did nothing. Well done, you risked the lives of millions of Downworlders. How does it feel? And you achieved sweet fuck all. It's not even like Clary was the one who saved Simon in the end, and that was the reason that she went to the Institute in the first place, because she had to help him. She didn't even do that. It was Jace who did that. Like, she did nothing. The whole thing, everything, nothing would be different if she hadn't have went, except the soul sword would have been a little less at risk of being grabbed by someone with pure angel blood. It probably would have ended up getting touched no matter what way around it went, because Jace obviously had it in his head that he was going to touch it and kill himself because he thought he had demon blood, but it turns out he has angel blood. So it would have got touched anyway, but that's not the point. It's supposed to be the thought process that people have in their heads when they don't know these things. Because Clary didn't know that Jace was going to have angel blood. She didn't know that he would activate the sword. For as far as she knew, she was the only one who could activate the soul sword. And it really bothered me how nobody gave a shit about this. Nobody seemed to think, well, maybe Clary shouldn't be in the Institute. And Luke said that, and I think Jace agreed. And then when they found her outside the Institute, it was just like, oh, well, she's here now. She might as well go in. And it's like, alright, just ditch everything that you believed beforehand. Magnus is obviously having his thoughts clouded by his own personal biases because he knows that Alec's in there. But Luke's personal bias was Clary, and she's right in front of him, so he could have went, I sling your hook, go back to Magnus's, but no, not in Clary world. In Clary world, Clary can make a change, and Clary can do something, and Clary is a little go-getter who can change everything if she just puts her mind to it, and fucks everything up in the process. I thought they would try and fix this after they did it last week. I was going to be sympathetic, thinking, well, maybe she's just been introduced to this whole idea that her life is risked like millions of people, but maybe in the final episode she'll take some steps towards trying not to be the burden that she is. But she didn't. She wasn't. She was just an idiot. She was stupid. Magnus was stupid. The fact that he let her go to the Institute was stupid. Even the fact that they stop Raphael and his friends killing Clary was stupid. I'm sorry. They're all so stupid in this episode. This episode was not as bad as Bound by Blood. I will say that. I did get a couple of chuckles. I enjoyed most of it when you put aside the whole soul sword thing. And I'm starting to think maybe it's the soul sword plot that is just so fucking stupid that it's just ruining everything. Because the soul sword plot, in the way that it's been written, as I said last episode, is that the only way for this to be resolved is killing Clary, and it makes any decision that any of the protagonists make in opposition to that selfish, and it makes shows how selfish our characters are, and that's fine. You can show flaws in your characters, you can show this and you can show that, but there's a difference between being selfish because, I don't know, you want someone to love you and only you because you love them, and there's a difference between being selfish because, oh, that's the girl I love, but her blood endangers millions of people and she's inches away from the soul sword. That's just... I don't even have a word for it, but it really gives me a headache that everyone was acting like this. The final straw should have been to kill Clary, and honestly, the carelessness, that's the word. They were all careless. They were like, okay, let's leave Clary at Magnus's, even though Magnus has a boyfriend who's currently in danger and it could take any little spark to make him go to the Institute. We'll leave him with her. We'll leave her with him, and me and Jace will go to the Institute. You two stay there. And then they arrive at the Institute and Clary and Magnus are there, and they're like, what are you doing? Or a normal person would do that. A normal person would say, what are you doing? Go back home. But now they're just like, oh, she's here now, I might as well fucking go. You're just like, God, give me strength. And this is Downwalder's doing this. Raphael let her go in the end. Luke's letting her pass by. Maya, which I don't believe for a second when Rip Clary's thrown out on sight, let her past. Magnus... I don't think Magnus would kill her, but Magnus should have had more sense than to go, oh, well, let's go to the Institute. Simon's in danger. Look, I love Simon as much as the rest of the fandom, but again, no life is worth millions. If they were going to kill Simon because he got kidnapped by Valentine, then Simon would have died, or they should have just let him die, because 1 or 2 lives is not worth millions around the world. I don't know how else to put this. It really gives me pain to see these stupid decisions being made. It really hurts me because I love the Shadowhunters. I love the seasons. I loved most of 2A up until episode 9. And as I say, up until the Soul Sword plot was brought up, because the way they've written it, any way that it goes, it just makes the characters look selfish, because they're like, well, my life's more important, or I know how to do this even though it risks millions of lives and I'll be inches from the Soul Sword, but don't worry, I'll do it. It just wasn't well thought out. I don't know if it was in the books, but if it was in the books, it was probably just as stupid, because come on, let's face it, it's the books. And it just doesn't work well, and I hope it doesn't play into season 2B. I know someone has the sword. I know who it is who has the sword, by the way. I'm not going to say, because it depends on if people have read the books or not, and it turns into a thing, and I don't want to be a spoiler person. Yeah, I know who has the sword, but I hope it doesn't, this in pure angel blood shit doesn't play in to the rest of the season, because it's stupid as hell, and they didn't handle it well, and just made everyone look selfish and stupid, and I really hope it doesn't continue on, because it just exposed how careless the characters could be, and unrealistically too, because I don't believe Magnus would be that careless, so I hope it doesn't play in any further, because it's just ridiculous how stupid they all are, how they all behaved. It was so stupid. I don't like it. I keep saying stupid, but I can't think of any other word. Stupid, moronic, idiotic, careless, selfish, twisted, self-involved, self-centered, always thinking about themselves and not what they're endangering. Is that enough words? Their reaction to all those downworlders getting decimated really rubbed me the wrong way. The only person who seemed to have genuine upset was Jace, because he was the one who did it. He had tears in his eyes. He looked really shook. He was standing there like, oh my god. But then Clary and Simon were almost looking at it like, oh no, oh my god, all these downworlders are dead. Oh no. Like, obviously they didn't deliver their lines like that, but it's the way it came off to me. I thought there's like at least 20 to 30 dead bodies right in front of you. They didn't even have a chance to defend themselves or fight. They're all just lying there dead. And not even a single tear from Clary or Simon. And you're just like, I would be shook seeing one dead body. Not like 20 to 30 that just died right before my feet. So it really rubbed me the wrong way. And it can't be said that it's Shadowhunter bias, because one, Clary technically doesn't have that Shadowhunter bias because she wasn't raised in the Shadow world. She doesn't have that. And then there's Simon, who's a Downworlder, so he wouldn't have Shadowhunter bias. So I honestly don't know how to explain their actions. I'm going to write it off on as shock, because I don't want to believe that they would be that blasé about at least 20 to 30 Downworlders dying right before them. Can we also talk about how convenient it is that all the main Downworlders survived? Raphael, oh, I got away really fast. Luke, oh, I got attacked outside. Malik, I got stabbed outside. Maya, I had to help Luke. And you're like, right, so all of the convenient main Downworlders survived. How neat of you guys. Like, I didn't want any of the main Downworlders to die, but it was just like, you could have come up with like better reasons. Like, Raphael was right at the front. It's not like when Valentine held his sword up, he could have went shoot and ran away. Like, as soon as he held the sword up, it was like, oh. But no, apparently Raphael got away. Speaking of Raphael, I'm very happy, because Emily Tobia did say that in episode 10 we would get a sexuality represented that hasn't been represented on television before, and because of Shadowhunter's past track record of the last few episodes, people were like, well, they're not going to talk about Raphael being ace because it's just probably going to be Magnus being bisexual or something. But they did. He didn't outwardly say, oh, I'm ace, or oh, I'm arrow ace. He just said, I'm not interested in sex, which can be interpreted as he's asexual, which is good to see. You know, you can never have too much representation, especially of representations of sexualities that haven't been represented before. So I hope more of that's addressed. Maybe we'll get Simon's pansexuality in a next season. Who knows? Although that was more of a headcanon than it is actual fact. I don't think I've ever seen Cassandra Clare confirm that Simon was pansexual. But I don't see what harm it would do if they said that he was. So yeah, it was nice to see them reference Raphael's asexuality. It was really good. It actually made me happy. I was actually watching it going, oh my god, they actually did it. And it was a good way to shut Isabel down. Like, I don't want you I don't want sex, I just want your blood. So, because, you know, who says romance is dead? Speaking of Isabel, that was very sassy, I didn't mean that. Speaking of Isabel, I'm glad that she seems to be getting back to the way she was before. She still got the addiction, which is kind of good. It's not just like, oh, I had an epiphany, my addiction's gone. She still has the addiction, but she's like, I can't keep this up, so I need to go back to the institute and help my family. And I think Raphael hiding her phone so that he could get ahead and kill Clary didn't help either. But yeah, it's good to see that they're getting her back to normal, because I love Isabel's character so much, and the way she's been acting the past few episodes really bothered me, and it was just like, can this addiction plot end already, please? So I'm really glad that they're ditching that with season 2A. So hopefully she'll be better. There'll be a bit of a time gap, and in season 2B she'll be a-okay or on the road to recovery, because I don't want to see addict Isabel anymore. I don't think anyone does. So put Isabel in rehab 2K17. Let's talk about my favourite thing about Shadowhunters. Let's talk about Malik. Words cannot describe how happy I was for the Malik in this episode. There were a few things that bothered me, like when Magnus was sitting going, I've never had to, like, worry like this before, and then Clary's like, oh, my phone! So that kind of bothered me, but besides that, seeing Alec worried about Magnus fed my soul. Not in the way that it feeds your soul, like, yes, I feed on your misery, keep thinking he's dead, wah! And more in the way that it was just like, oh, he's worried. Don't bloody blame him for being worried. The rest of them are being stupid. Like, the down rollers in their feet, they're not even crying. So, seeing Alec concerned about Magnus did feed my soul a little, and it uplifted me so much. I don't know how I feel about the love admission. I'm not going to say, oh, it's too soon, oh, it's insta-love, because apparently it was insta-love when they kissed back in episode 12, even though the kiss back in episode 12 wasn't them admitting they loved each other, but, you know, the booktubers like to ignore facts and just pick what they want to pick, because that's how they work, that's how they do their research. They don't even know much about the books they're researching. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the love admission. As I say, I'm not going to say it's too soon. I feel like there's been enough development for them to think that they love each other at the very least. Maybe it's not full-on love yet, but yeah, I thought it was sweet. I loved it. It was a nice moment. They thought that each other had been hurt or each other were dead, and, you know, emotions run high, and you spout out things that you never really consider could have a later effect. So maybe it'll be like something in the next episode where they're like, we were very emotionally charged, so who knows? Maybe they are in love, maybe they're not. But it was a cute moment, and I will freaking fly to Canada myself, to Toronto, to tell Todd Slapkin to put more Malec hugs in season 2B. I live for Malec hugs. I live for affection. You want to see them having sex? Pfft, I want to see them hug. I want to see them hug and cuddle and hold hands and just be fluffy and affectionate, because I want fluff over smut any day, Todd. Give me more fluff over smut. Hashtag fluff over smut. Tweet him that. Yes, Malec continues to rule my emotions for Shadowhunters. It continues to rule my ships. So I can't wait to see more for season 2B, which we got a confirmed release date. So season 2B will release on June 5th, 2017, so there'll be a summer premiere for season 2B, which will be interesting because none of us will be in school, so all we'll be doing is sitting rocking back and forth in our rooms going, Shadowhunters. No, I'm not that sad. I do have a life. So that's it for this episode, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Dawnwalders alike. Quick note, when I post Fair and Unbiased, I will be making an announcement about a podcast that I'm going to be working on for my YouTube channel while Shadowhunters is on hiatus. Me and my friend Neve are going to have a podcast, which I'm thinking of calling Too Much Information, because, you know, TMI. So I'm probably going to call it Too Much Information, and we're going to talk about the books. And if you like the books, I wouldn't recommend watching. Or if you like the books and you're open to debating, then watch away. But it's not going to be a very positive kind of podcast. We want to discuss the problems with the books and talk about a lot of the things that Cassandra Clare kind of did that was controversial. So we want to bring more light to that. So that should be fun. So if you're interested in watching that, it'll be up next week or the week after. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that while Shadowhunters is on hiatus. So I hope you guys will tune in for that too. But as I say, that's it for first thoughts until season 2B, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Downwaters alike. And remember, don't be like Clary. I think that's a pretty fair PSA. Everyone is so stupid! Why do they act like this? It's so easily fixed, but they act like it's so hard, and they do stupid things, and everyone was just so stupid, and they were just so stupid. I don't get it. Why do they act like this? Why are they so selfish? I don't understand. It's so stupid.